Hello.
Hello. Very excited to be back in Austin.
Yes.
All right, Noah Hawley.
Award-winning showrunner.
Beloved director.
6-time novelist.
Kyle's husband.
Loving father to 2 lovely children.
Baseball enthusiast.
Horror fanatic.
Former Van Living singer-songwriter.
Gentleman.
Bohemian.
Cowboy.
Aloof yet accessible, intimidatingly modest blue-collar intellectual genius.
The boss.
The maestro.
The hardest worker in the room.
New York City born.
Austin living Texan. We collected these definitions of Hawley from a bunch of his collaborators as we worked on this speech.
And as anyone who's ever met him knows, Noah is an enigma. He's very hard to pin down. It's like there's a multiverse of Noah Hawleys working away within Noah Hawley.
But maybe that's his genius. In a world where we're so quick to judge each other, to label each other, to box each other in, Noah does the opposite. He takes our expectations, our genres, famous movies that we love, and asks, but what if you look at it this way?
In his stories, you can't judge a book by its cover, an insurance salesman by his dopey grin, or a housewife by her thick Minnesotan accent. There's a world beneath the facade. And sometimes that world is pierced nipples. And sometimes it's a spawning criminal enterprise or a multi-continental, multi-generational curse.
Pierced nipples makes more sense if you've seen the latest season of Fargo. But if not, it's why his stories are so fun to watch. They're fresh, they're alive, they expand our imagination, and that's why his characters are so fun to play. They break stereotype. They're not defined by what they look like, but by what they do when rubber hits the road. Their true nature exposed by how they act when shit hits the fan, and that is true for the man himself.
Production sets are notoriously really stressful, especially when you're shooting one in, let's say, Calgary, Canada, and then scouting and writing for another one in Bangkok at the same time, while also writing another novel. Noah never seems phased, though.
On my first day of shooting Fargo, I was terrified. First days are nerve-wracking for everyone, and I was no exception. I was desperately trying to prove that they didn't make a mistake casting me. I just felt very off. I was rushing my lines, aware of the camera, stress texting my wife, just feeling like a bad actor. We shot the wide, and I was in the trailer judging myself. When I got a knock on the door, it was Noah's assistant, and she said, "Noah would like to see you." And I was like, oh, dear God. I went up to him, and he said, "Dave, you're stiff." And I was like, well, that does not help. Until I realized Noah was just saying a fact, like the sky is blue. He wasn't worried. He was just trying to help. He was zen, and his steadiness allowed me to get there too, though I do think they cut a lot of that scene in the season.
And we have a theory that he achieves all of that zen by writing his crazy into the characters. I mean, a lot of these characters are really wild. You'll be on set and someone is getting murdered or being eaten, and you'll look over to the monitor and you'll see Noah is just tossing a baseball to himself, smiling. And you wonder, is everything okay, Noah?
Aces. Aces.
Another Fargo reference.
Another Fargo reference. That zen emanates from his home life. As a couple ourselves, we seek out people who figured out to handle family in this crazy industry while putting family first. When you're around Noah and Kyle, you feel their bond, their partnership, and their shared history. They are each other's calm in the middle of the storm.
And his zen also emanates from the community here in Austin, where he's built a home and a creative base.
It emanates from his trusted collaborators who he's picked up along the way. In Bangkok, there were so many sunburned Canadians because he brings people with him. You know, he values hard work and hard people. He loves working with people who want to be there as badly as he does. People who lay their ego at the door and are just there to tell a damn good story.
And story is why we're all here today. We're not just up here tonight because we want him to write us more roles.
Which we do.
The secret to great acting is also great writing. And we're here to celebrate this man who's truly given us the gift of great stories. He really changed David's life with Fargo and Alien.
And Zazie got to make out with Jon Hamm.
Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you, Noah.
Thank you, Noah. And congrats to Texas.
Yeah, y'all got a good one.
And now, let's take a look at this Texas Hall of Famer's work.
Roll the clip.